What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, there has been noise on the internet about this game, this little game called Donkey Kong Bonanza, and how, it's going to be Game of the Year. It's going to knock out everybody else, I guess, or whatever. Now, it's possible. So let's be real. Because Super Mario Galaxy, was that the one that won Game of the Year one year? I think. Or was it part 2? I don't even remember which one. It was the same. I think it was Galaxy. Or maybe it's the one with the hat. What was that one called? I don't remember. Cappy. So, my thing is, like, fandom is fandom. And there are a lot of Nintendo fanboys that are in the media. I mean, I think they're stronger and thicker, pause, not that type of thing, thicker in numbers, than Donkey Unicorns and Ponies, because Donkey Unicorns and Ponies tend to be a little irrational. Same with Nintendrons, but they have more of a foundation to stand on because of the performance of the Switch, the selling of their games, how many consoles they sell, how many units of games they sell, all these things. So they have a little bit of more credibility when they spout these crazy aspirations and such. So I give them that. But I'm looking at Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? Now, what I've heard is that the game gets real good the second half. It gets like even better. And this is, I guess that's one of the reasons why it's Game of the Year or Game of the Year contender, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, I mean, I will watch a playthrough. That's what I'm not going to buy a Switch 2 to play this game, because I'm not going to buy a Switch 2. And it's just a waste of money, basically, because it's not, look, it's a platformer, 3D platformer. It has some cool mechanics. It has voxels. Hello, yay, that's cool. But it's 2025. 3D platformers are a niche right now. They're not mainstream. If you look at the games that the younger generation, the youngest generation that is playing video games right now, they're not platformers. They're Roblox. And Roblox is not a platformer. It's an ecosystem upon itself. But my little nephew was playing Roblox. And I don't know what, I didn't even ask him what he was playing in Roblox, but he was like, I got my house, and I built my house, and now I got to put furniture in my house. And I'm like, what game are you playing? Like, I got Roblox. And I watched him, and he was like moving stuff around. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on, but okay, sure. So it's a little bit deeper than just your standard, if you will, 3D platformer, because there is not that much you can do that hasn't been already done as far as 3D platformers. Now, I think Donkey Kong Bonanza may have touched a little bit on, with the voxels and the destruction and stuff, but that's not, Minecraft did that 11 years ago. No, I'm sorry, when did Minecraft? 24, 13, 20, well, give or take, 11 years ago. And so I'm like, I'm not impressed. It's a cool little feature and stuff, but it does also limit, and also the performance is not rock solid 100%. You get dips, you get all these things, because when it comes down to it, the Switch 2 is not the strongest machine to be having these tests. Like, I think one of the downfalls, one of the shortcomings of the Switch 2 is that it is not that powerful. And with the aspiration, with the talent that Nintendo has in their in-house studios, I forget what their studios are called, but with the talent that they have, if they had the power, they could make some really cool games. They still make cool games, but they are held back a little bit by the fact that they don't have the power, by the fact that they can't, like, say, I don't know, do ray tracing and all the things that take your regular game to the next level. And not necessarily gameplay wise, but aesthetics and all these things, animation, frame rate, all these things that will elevate an awesome game to classic, best game ever created forever, And yes, it is superficial. Yes, it is graphics, but that does matter for, all intents and purposes. Now, if you're going for a specific art style, that's fine. But what art style that Nintendo is doing now, which I think was kind of solidified and not established, but solidified in the Super Mario movie, starring Chris Pratt and Charlie Day and everybody else, that when a Nintendo system can make their graphics look like the Super Mario movie, the recent one, then I'm like, all right, y'all are good. Y'all can do the graphics, but they have not reached. They are way behind, way behind. You look at Donkey Kong, Bonanza, and I'm like, I can still see polygons in some of the geometry, whether it's the models or and look, there's nothing wrong. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just saying that is a hurdle that they will eventually come to, and they're going to be a generation or two behind always. That's just their MO. That's how they do business, because that's how they can charge a little bit less than their competition and be way far behind as far as technology, but still have enough gimmickry, and outside of the gimmickry, their gameplay is solid for the most part. So I'm not taking away anything from Nintendo's skill to make fun games. That's what they do. They make toys, let's be real. And honestly, that's what they've been doing from day one. I mean, they started making, I believe it was playing cards back in the day. And now they're still making toys. Labo is a perfect example. They make toys. They made that Mario Kart toy, remote control toy. It was kind of cool, and the technology was like, oh, that's kind of dope. I mean, it's kind of trash too, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that's a cool idea. And so they do that. That's what they do. And so when I see what they're doing, and they're not emphasizing the power in their system, because remember, they're making toys. Toys need to be bought by parents for children. They're not making this for grown-ass adults, although there are Nintendo adults out there, just like Disney adults. There are Nintendo adults out there that will spend whatever they need to spend on Nintendo stuff. But they will not spend whatever they need for Junior or little Sally, their little babies, because no, y'all ain't got a job. You don't get the good stuff. We the group of Nintendo adults. We are the Nintendos. Y'all need to get a job and start cutting grass, shovel snow. Then maybe you can get the big boy console. But until then, you get the scratched up left Joy-Con. Don't worry, even though there's no Joy-Con on the Switch Lite, that's what you get, because it's all connected. And you're gonna like it, little Jimmy. And stop crying. I'm gonna take your broken ass Nintendo Lite, Switch Lite away, and you ain't had no Nintendo Switch. So they don't get a pass, but they get a little bit of a credit, extra credit. I was gonna say extra credit, and most flowers don't know how to park. They get a little something. And so I'm gonna go here. And so I'm in the middle of, I'm not in the middle, I'm towards the end of Expedition 33. I have the opportunity to go fight the Paintress. She's just chilling there, be looking all sad. And I'm in the final area. I got the barrier breaker, I think that was the sword. It's called the barrier breaker. You break the barrier and then you go, hey, and you get into because there's a barrier protecting her. Anyway, I'm in there and I'm messing. I'm doing some fights and stuff. Dude, okay, there was one island. I don't know if it's close to her. I don't think it's within the her thing, but I went to this one island, and there's a bunch of, I call them the hands. I forgot what they're called, but there's a bunch of like enemies that are like cloaked. They got like the raggedy cloaks, and they have 3 hands. There's like 1 hand in the middle and 2 on the side, and they're like, it's like creepy kind of sort of. They were so hard. Pause. They were so difficult. I forgot to look how long I was taking to fight. It had to be a 40, 45 minute fight. Okay, this is how hard they were, right? I'm doing the parries, I'm countering them, right? I'm getting 9999 hits, and it's just a little slither, and there was only two of them, and I was like, yo. And finally, I got a rhythm. I was like, okay, I got the rhythm of their attacks, so I could parry most of the time and get the 9999. And my attacks weren't like, some of my attacks are 9999, but most of them aren't. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. So, you know, I mean, what's his name? Monaco? I have him in my party because I want him to learn as many skills. Because every time he faces a new enemy, he gets their feet. It's weird. He gets their feet. Pause. And he learns the skill. He learns like when it attacks. I'm like, all right, cool. So you're gonna stay in the party. He always die. Every time he's the first one to die. Mael, she's just like boom, 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 whatever. She got some picos that are just like to heal. She got the shield pico way. If an enemy has a shield, you hit them with just a regular attack, and you steal their shield, and she gets the shield. I'm like, yes. And then what's her name? The other chick with the dual scythes. I forgot her name. She got healing things too. So it's like every time she attacks, she gets like health back. I'm just like, I don't have to worry about them. And they're like in the mid 2000s with health. So I'm like, I ain't got to worry. I think my is like closer to 3. Anyway. And I just got Monaco over Monaco or Morocco, whatever his name is, over 2000. He's in the 2000s now, but still, he be getting housed. I'm like, damn. I try to block sometimes. I miss a block. I'm like, man, he gonna die. I have to revive him, but whatever, it's fine. But yeah, man, I'm like, yo, this is all right, fine. So I'm like, I fought these, right? I fought these two dudes, right? It took me forever. I fought them. Then I'm searching around the area, getting my little chroma and getting all the stuff. And then I look to the side, to both sides, and there's other groups of the same, and there's 3 of them. I'm like, oh, hell to the, I said, let me sneak over this way. I'm not fighting y'all again for another hour or whatever, how long. I might go back, though, because you get mad experience, though. So I might go back and, like, do a little grinding, do, like, 1 fight a day, get my experience up so I can just bust out the Paintress when I need to. But anyway, sorry for the Expedition 33 tangent. But I'm talking about that game is because I'm playing that game, and it is my game of the year. Now, I haven't played Doom: The Dark Ages. I've seen it. I played the other Doom. I played the other Dooms briefly. So I'm like, it's not really. I mean, it's a cool game. I'm not gonna hate on it. Is it really my game? Not really. So that's the bias. But I'm looking at Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm like, there's no way Donkey Kong Bonanza is better than Expedition 30. There's no way. Because when I play, like, listen, the only way for me to say it's better is if I do play Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'd be like, yeah, it's better. No, it's not better. But people are like, oh man, it's cool. You're Donkey Kong, and you punch your mountains, and then you have a cute little sidekick, Rosalie or whatever it is. She's cute. I'm like, okay. But Expedition 33, though, it's like, the thing about Expedition 33 is like, it's kind of like a Souls-like, because you have your little campfire. It's a camp. You go to the camp, you rest up, all the enemies reset, just like a Souls-like. So in that respect, it's like a Souls-like. So if you like that aspect of Souls-likes, you're gonna like Expedition 33. Then it's turn-based RPG battle, but you have the counter system, you have the block system, and you have the parry system. Not block. You have the parry system, and you have the dodge system. I was dodging a lot before because I think it's easier to dodge. And there's a jump also. Like if an enemy, there's like a certain symbol that shows up, you jump, and then you hit the R button at the right time, and you get a group counter attack. But anyway, the real time elements of the turn based combat elevates it past just a regular turn based game. So I already like turn based because it's like kind of playing chess and strategy. You can take your time, whatever. But then they had to add that element. It's like, oh, so you're actually active in the turn-based fights, and it's a little addictive. I was like, okay. I mean, not knowing how long the fights are. If you know going into a fight, it's a long fight, then you be like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. So like I'm gonna go back to that Death Island or whatever it's called, and I'm gonna fight those fools. I'm gonna kill all of them. If I ever need some picos or some money and stuff, chroma, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna fight them. That's my whatchamacallit, my my grind island. Let's call it that, grind island. Also in Expedition 33, which is kind of cool, is that they have these little they're called something beaches. What are the Estero? Not Estero. I forgot what the Estros. I think the Estros. Estro Beach. I think there's the Estros. But anyway, they're like the little wooden character dudes, the tiki character dudes, for lack of a better term. That's the description. They just like to fight. That's all they do. They like to fight. Oh, and then they talk like blah 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 blah, and it's like, you know, subtitle. And so each Estro Beach has a different. You don't fight. There's a different kind of mini game if you want, and one is, it kind of helps you like with like navigation or blocking and stuff. So one is like you're on a raft and you have like, you know, whatever, 5 lights, green lights, and they're on another raft and they have green lights, 5 green lights, and so they're launching little mini Estros at you, which is just little guys, and you're supposed to block them, ricochet them back, parry them back, and it'll knock one of their lights to red, and then you get them all on, and then you win, right? And so I was like, okay, it's a timing thing to help you get used to the parry system, basically. I was like, that's kind of cool. It's a game, it's a mini game, and it helps you with the mechanics of the actual overall game. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then they had one. I didn't finish that one, by the way. I got the 2 levels, and I get to the 3rd one. I got the 3rd one, I got housed. But anyway, I'll probably go back and try to finish it. So there was another one that was timed race. So it's for navigation, I guess. You know, jump and you go. And it's like, that was an easy one, whatever. And then there's one that was similar. It wasn't timed, but it was just like not a platformer, but kind of. But like you're running on this log and the water's there, and then you have to jump on some platforms and meet the little Estro at the end. And they have a spinning platform, all kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, that's, you know, it's cute. You don't have to do it, but it's a little different, a little different to shake up the gameplay. I was like, that's all right. And like all these little different elements. And I'm not even talking about the story. I haven't said anything about the story because I don't know the totality of the story yet. And I don't want to spoil anything. So I won't. But even like knowing, well, yeah, I guess you could spoil some stuff. But like I'm playing it. I know the characters. I know what happens this and the third. And I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And I could have swore, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because I might be right on that, but I don't think I am. So I'm at the Paintress Island, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going through all the monsters and stuff. And I think that last island is a combination of all different bunch of biomes and stuff, because they had the living waters, they had some other stuff. So I don't know. I'll probably finish it. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but maybe by next week. But anyway, I find it hard to believe that Donkey Kong Bonanza will beat Expedition 33. And look, if it was a fair world where there were no biases, Expedition 33 would win. You know, based off of the size, not like based off the size of the team. I shouldn't say that, but it's like the game is just so good. And I'm like, how did the small team make such a good game? And they need to get props. I mean, they're gonna get nominated, period. Let's be real. But I want them to win. I mean, it's not even like an Xbox thing or a PlayStation thing. I mean, it's like an indie studio thing. Like their indie studio, they came up with this banger. And I would hate for them to lose to Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong, you know, it's a bigger name, bigger studio, blah, blah, blah. And it just feels like the industry is biased towards Nintendo in a way that it would push that over to win against Expedition 33. Would it win Best RPG? Yes. Yes, it will. So in that respect, sure. But GameTag, I think it should be GameTag. I think it should be. I think it's that good. And I don't usually, like, I'll play a game and I get to a point where I'm like, man, I just want to get over. I just want to see the ending, right? And I was sitting there. I was like, oh, I got the shield breaker or the barrier breaker sword, so I can get into the Paintress and kill her and or whatever. I don't know what's going on. I could go fight her, and I ended up like kind of like I don't know if I'm high enough level. I don't know what the level cap is. I'm definitely not. I'm like in the 40s. I think is Mayel 50 something. She might be in the 50s, but everybody else is in the 40s. I'm like, I want to get my HP up a little bit. Maybe at least everybody over 3,000. At least 4,000 would be ideal. So I'm gonna have to do some more grinding. But it's like I've never really. Usually I'd be like, nah, I'm just go finish it. But this one I'm like, man, I want to play some more. I want to see because I haven't seen everything. And the world is deceptively big. At first you're like, oh, this is kind of small map, but then you realize it ain't that small because each kind of little icon is like a little mini hub within itself, and it's good. That's good. But anyway, sorry, I ramble. Appreciate you like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. If you think Donkey Kong is better than Expedition 33, let me know in the comments below. I will respect the decision and I will say you're wrong. No, I'm just playing. If it is, it is. You know, whatever. We're just talking about video games, but I want a little studio like Sandfall to reap the benefits of their hard work. And because of this one game, they have now been placed on the map of, yo, they made the Expedition 33, whatever their next game is, I'm playing. That's how good Expedition 33 is. That's how good it is. It's like, I don't care what, I'm gonna play it. Because their first game out the gate, knocked it out the park. With 30 people, 33 people, however many people. It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, it's in a good way, you know. But anyway, I'll talk to you on the next one. Till the way.